KPBS On Demand is supported by the San Diego County Toyota dealers, offering a new 2025 lineup of vehicles at your local Toyota dealer, including a new Tacoma with turbocharged 4-cylinder engines and a hybrid powertrain option. The San Diego County Toyota dealers. We make it easy.
Good morning, I'm Emmeline Mohabi in for Debbie Cruz. It's Tuesday, July 2nd. The county wants to buy a ranch in Vista to build a treatment center. More on that next, but first, let's do the headlines. This week is going to be a hot one, and the National Weather Service says temperatures will continue to rise a few degrees each day, and in some parts of the county, temps will reach the triple digits. So here's what you need to know. An excessive heat warning in the desert areas has been extended to 11 p.m. Monday, where temps could reach up to 122 degrees. Today, in the inland and mountain areas, temperatures will be in the mid-80s, and by the coast, it'll be in the mid-70s. If you need a place to stay cool, you can find the Cool Zone site closest to you and their hours on the county's website or by calling 211. Landlords in California can now only ask for 1 month's rent as a security deposit. The new law that went into effect yesterday makes it illegal for landlords to charge 2 times and in some cases 3 times the monthly rent as a security deposit. The law only applies to landlords that own more than 2 properties. Landlords will still be able to seek damages from tenants who are responsible for harm to the property that exceeds the amount of the security deposit. The San Diego Fire Rescue Department's Lifeguard Division and SDPD officials are reminding San Diegans and visitors to stay safe this Independence Day. With the increase in visitors on the holiday, lifeguards and police officers will be patrolling the beaches, particularly Mission Bay. They want you to remember that all personal use fireworks are illegal throughout the county, and to swim near a lifeguard and avoid swimming while under the influence of drugs or alcohol. They're also reminding visitors to keep the beach clean by using the extra trash and recycling bins put out by the Clean Beach Coalition. From KPBS, you're listening to San Diego News Now. Stay with me for more of the local news you need.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Paint Care, offering households and businesses in California more than 800 leftover paint drop-off sites for recycling. Quantities of 100-plus gallons of paint may qualify for a large volume pickup. Learn more at paintcare.org.
A plan to buy a ranch in Vista and build a campus of healing has sparked controversy in the community. Over the weekend, County Supervisor Jim Desmond faced the crowds to try to answer their questions. North County reporter Tanya Thorne was there.
News of the county's intent to purchase Green Oak Ranch hasn't sat well with many Vista residents. In late April, Supervisor Jim Desmond introduced his idea of a campus for healing, a 200-bed treatment center for adults with mental illnesses and substance use disorders. On Sunday, Supervisor Desmond faced the crowds looking for some answers.
We may not even get the property. And I get the vibe in this room, you don't want us to get it. But
many of the residents' questions were about the impact to the community and security. Desmond's response to safety concerns was the promise of on-site security and a sheriff's deputy on location 24/7. There's no guarantee the county will get the property. The city of Vista is currently getting it appraised. No timelines are known for the sale of the property. Tanya Thorne, KPBS News.
Name-calling, mockery, and outbursts are now routine at the County Board of Supervisors meetings. In the second of a 3-parter on incivility, investigative reporter Amitha Sharma says analysts believe the insults are damaging the marketplace of ideas and harming democracy. A warning: the following contains offensive language.
San Diego County Board of Supervisors meetings were almost never paused because of blow-ups. Around 2021, well into the COVID pandemic, that changed as public outbursts grew.
Sir, you can't sit there and just burst out. You cannot disrupt the proceedings of the meeting. An individual can speak to the topics at hand. They can speak to individuals who speak. There's nothing discriminatory or disruptive in his comments. Your outbursts are disrupting the proceeding and the warning. This is your second warning. Please control yourself. right, I'm going to remind members who are present, according to the rules of procedure, there is no clapping or outbursts once we begin non-agendized public speakers. These rules apply regardless of the nature of the speaker because it interrupts the proceedings of the next speaker.
Stopping these meetings to cool off not only disrupts and delays the public's business, it endangers our system of government, says University of Connecticut sociology professor Ruth Bronstein. She calls local public meetings idealized spaces for representative democracy because it's where citizens can weigh in on decisions that affect them.
If those meetings are being hijacked by loud negative voices, whether the intention is to hijack the meeting or if the intention is to impact their views, that's taking time and space from other citizens, and it's also derailing those conversations.
Case in point, a scheduled discussion late last year before the supervisors on the Truth Act.
To ensure that there's adequate dialogue between the sheriff department and immigrant communities around issues of concern regarding deportations.
Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer.
People had taken time off work, they had organized their whole lives to be here.
But they never got to speak.
This is your turn, so go ahead and leave. You're gonna get your minute. You're gonna get, here you will, just go ahead. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please. Next speaker, please. Okay, we're taking a break.
That meeting was paused until the next day, but the Truth Act was never taken up again last year. Erin Tsurumoto Grassi, Associate Director of Alliance SD, was one of those who showed up but could not share her views. Speaking isn't always easy either. She says when she and a colleague once commented against a resolution to shut down the border, they were heckled by the audience.
They were yelling and screaming the entire time we were giving public comment.
Lawson-Remer says that's why constituents don't attend meetings. They get drowned out.
Being here and listening to this is just so upsetting and toxic.
KPBS reviewed a sample of supervisor meetings from 2009 to 2023. We found none were halted for outbursts before COVID. Then, from 2021 to 2023, meetings were paused 18 times. San Diego therapist David Peters says the people who are repelled by the acrimony are the very ones who should be at the meetings.
People of good intention and of good communication and self-control, they pull back from ugly spaces. They pull back from spaces where there's incivility and ugliness and rudeness because it feels unseemly.
The nastiness is also pushing elected officials to consider leaving their jobs. A USD study last year found more than half of office holders polled had thought about not running again because of harassment.
We're just never going to recruit the best among us to be our leaders if that's what you face.
Keith Allred is executive director of the National Institute for Civil Discourse. He says the public might then be left with the most extreme voices to represent them. Lawson-Remer says had she known how poisonous the supervisors' meetings would become, she may have never run for office in 2020. She copes with the fallout from what she calls the abuse and attacks by surfing and bike riding.
But the next couple days after our board meetings are pretty terrible, frankly.
Consuelo Henkin was one of the public commenters whose refusal to stop speaking led to the Truth Act discussion being shut down. She blames the tone and language at these meetings on the supervisors' poor governance.
So if these people can't handle it, then get out of the arena.
But San Diego political scientist Carl Luna says that sentiment doesn't apply.
When somebody has lit your kitchen on fire, it's not on you that you can't take the heat. You've got to stop the civic arsonists out there from burning things down.
Amita Sharma, KPBS News.
In 1974, activists held San Diego's first ever Pride March. Metro reporter Andrew Bowen says elected officials marked the 50th anniversary yesterday with a Pride Month kickoff event at City Hall.
The City Council chambers were packed with rainbow flags Monday morning at the Pride kickoff event. Among the speakers was Christine Kehoe. In 1993, she became the first openly gay elected official in San Diego. She served on the City Council and later in the State Assembly and Senate. She says she's proud of having helped make San Diego and California welcoming places for the LGBTQ+ community.
But in other states, our right to marry, to express and determine our gender identity, to access the health care we need, all these rights that are now in law are being threatened state by state every day.
Even in San Diego, threats to the community's safety are present. In May, an unidentified person drove past several gay bars in Hillcrest shooting a pellet gun. One person was struck in the eye. Jen LaBarbera of San Diego Pride says Pride Month is a time to stand up and mobilize.
We have decades and centuries of experience in holding both protests and celebration at the same time, in the same breath. Because pride is still protest in every sense of the word, and pride is also joy. And our queer joy is resistance.
Pride events are taking place throughout July, culminating in the Pride Parade on July 20th and the Pride Festival in Balboa Park on the 20th and 21st. Andrew Bowen, KPBS News.
An iconic live music venue in North County is celebrating its Golden Jubilee. Reporter Jacob Ayer dives into the history and the festivities in store for the Belly Up.
B.B. King, Erykah Badu, and even the Rolling Stones. Those are just a few of the artists who have graced the stage of Solana Beach's Belly Up, which is now celebrating 50 years of live music. Musician and former San Diego Padre player Tim Flannery is a regular in the crowd and on stage.
Look, I'm a preacher's kid. This is one of the best churches I've ever been to in my life. Spiritually sane, you know?
To celebrate 50 years, Belly Up will have 50 shows throughout the summer, featuring local, regional, and national acts with connections to the club. The concerts begin July 3rd and run through the end of September. Jacob Ayer, KPBS News.
A North Park gelato shop is celebrating being named the best in the country. Reporter Katie Anastas says regulars and first-timers stopped by for $1 scoops yesterday.
Despite its name, On's Dry Cleaning is not a place to get your clothes cleaned. It's the best independent ice cream shop in the country, according to USA Today readers. Chris Warren and his co-founders opened it 6 years ago and named it after the dry cleaners it replaced on Adams Avenue.
It's memorable, it's a little bit silly, which we like. Gelato's lighthearted. So I think that night On's Dry Cleaning was born.
The line for $1 scoops wrapped around the block on Monday. Teresa San Miguel and her kids drove there from Jamul.
It's hot in Jamul right now, so we're excited for a nice cool treat.
North Park isn't the only place to taste America's favorite gelato. On's Hat Makers is in Del Mar, and On's Athletic Field Services is in Petco Park. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.
Well, that is it for the podcast today. As always, you can find more San Diego news online at kpbs.org. Join me again tomorrow for the day's top stories. I'm Emmeline Mohebi. Thanks for listening, and I hope you have a great Tuesday.
KPBS On Demand is supported by Fleet Science Center's newest exhibit, Survival of the Slowest. See firsthand how nature's smallest, slowest, and weakest creatures can not only survive, but thrive in the wild. Open May 24th through September 1st. Learn more at fleetscience.org.